Hey guys, so today's question Thursday, pardon my voice, is does mixing developer with your semi-permanent hair dye make your hair dye last longer? Now I've been asked this a lot, I've been told to do this a lot, I've even heard a couple people in videos say this works, but bottom line, they're wrong. They're really wrong. Now there are people who do this who claim that yes it does work and they won't believe me and they'll just keep doing it even though it's wrong. It's wrong. It's just wrong. And it's kind of like a placebo effect in your brain, which if you don't know what the placebo effect is, it's like if you go to a doctor and you say, oh I'm so sick, make it go away, and they just give you a sugar pill and you just start feeling better even though that sugar pill has no medicine value. And it's because it's a mindset in your brain saying that, oh, I took a pill, so it should be feeling better. And it kind of works the same with your hair and how you see it. First reason why it's wrong is that on the side of the box, or on the sides of the bottle, side of the bottle of your hair dye, it says, do not mix with peroxide, and peroxide is developer, in case you don't know. But there actually is a scientific reason why it doesn't work and why it actually makes your hair dye lose a little bit faster. Not noticeably faster, but, you know, a little bit. And it doesn't have any beneficiary values to it, and I'll explain that right now. But if you don't really like science and you can just take my word for it, as a cosmetology student, go right ahead. So, you're up. Hey guys, so here is my epic MS Paint drawing of the hair, and on the right is like a microscopic version of it. If that, you know, you get it, if it's like cut open and zoomed in really close. And like the stringy stuff hanging on the right is called the cuticle, and like the inner part of it is the cortex, which is where all your hair color is and everything, you know, all your protein and what have you. Now in order to get the color into the cortex, which is where hair color is supposed to go, unless it's semi-permanent, but you know, whatever, you have to blow open the cuticle, and the cuticle basically looks like scales on the fish, in case you've never seen hair close up, which I imagine not many of you have. I have a lot, but whatever. And that is what developer does, and that's kind of where the misconception of it comes from. But basically, in permanent hair color, not semi-permanent, just permanent, the molecules of the hair color are really small. And the developer that's mixed with the permanent hair color is meant to blow open the cuticle a little bit, but not terribly much. But it also activates the chemicals in the permanent hair color, because that way once it gets under the cuticle and into the cortex it swells up, so that way it can't leave the cortex, and that's why it's permanent, because it's trapped inside your hair. However, with semi-permanent colors, they don't actually go into the cortex, they just mask over it and stay under the cuticle. So if you bleached your hair, then your cuticle would already be open a lot, just because it doesn't usually close unless you use a pH balancing shampoo. But yeah, it should already be open, therefore your hair color should stay in there, because the molecules are naturally bigger than the permanent hair color ones, just because of how they're built chemically. So if you mix developer with it, it'll actually open up the cuticle even more, which doesn't really put them in there, because they're never going to be inside the cortex, ever. So they're just going to hang out there, and blowing open the cuticle even more with developer will just cause them to leak a little bit faster and come out. So yeah, it doesn't put them in. They're never going to be in the cortex, since that's why it's just semi-permanent color. Also, you'll notice if you naturally have really light blonde hair and you want to dye it pink or whatever, and you put this over, you'll notice that it lasts a lot shorter compared to someone who bleached their hair, just because people who bleach their hair, their cuticles are more open compared to yours. If you've never dyed your hair at all, then it will probably still be closed. I also encourage you guys to spread this to other people who happen to be doing this in order to help them stop. And I'll see you later, guys. Bye.